if we are talking about free-to-play games, is to calculate the market basket of consumer goods. Market basket is like the structure of the whole spends by the users. Like, for example, like for the Tanky Online, the 30% of money user spends for the guns, 40% for the tanks, and like 30% for some special stuff. Yeah, and it will allow you to understand what has the higher demand for the users, and again to optimize your product line, your product line, the prices, and so on. And also, I can mention the ABC XYZ analysis. Maybe some of you know about it. If you have the product line, a lot of stuff for the users to buy in your game, or maybe not game, first of all, let's perform the ABC analysis. Again, the Pareto principles work here. Usually about 20% of the product line of your products bring you about 80% of the revenue. It's the A segment. The B segment is the 30% of the products which bring you only 15% of your revenue. And the C is some other stuff. Yeah? It's the half of the product line which bring you only 5% of the revenue. Well, in fact, the values can be not exactly 20, 50, and so on, but usually it works in the same way. So that's why the A segment is the goods which bring you most of the revenue. So not to make any experiments with them. You can broke something in your economics. If you want to make some experiments, do it with the B segment, or, which is much more better, for the C segment. And if you add some more dimension, like XYZ, you can calculate their variability of demand for this good. For example, if the demand of users for this good is stable, you can put the X mark to them. If it's less stable, the Y, and then Z. So you can build the matrix. You can build all of your product, distribute all your product line into one matrix. And so AX is the goods which bring you most of the revenue and which have the stable demand. So do not touch it. Yeah, it's very important for you. If you want to make some experiments, do it with, for example, the CZ. They bring you not a lot of revenue, and they have unstable demand. So you can maybe optimize the prices, and it will allow to change the demand, for example, to Y or maybe to X. And then it will, if the demand is stable, it can move to B or to A segment. Inflation. Well, unfortunately, the inflation is the big problem for the online games. How does it work? If the currency, the amount of currency, total amount of currency in the game increases, you will find the moment where you will have to increase the prices. If the average balance of the virtual currency of the user's account increases, it means that they have no opportunity to spend all the money they earn. So it can lead to the price increase of the prices. What do you need to track for the inflation? Here are some inflation metrics. For example, try to calculate the currency amount per user. It should be stable. It could have some seasonality, but at all it should be very stable. The RFM analysis. It's the analysis of paying users, your paying users. How can you do it? Well, first of all, let's take all the paying users and let's explore how do they pay. How frequently do they pay? And you can put the mark to each paying users. For example, put the mark 5 if users have just paid to you today or yesterday, and the mark 1 if users paid last time 1 year ago. RFM is recency, frequency, and monetary. Then the R dimension is recency. I mean frequency. For example, You can put 5 if user prefer to pay very frequently, once a day, and put 1 if users pay very rare, for example, once a month or even more rare. And also the users who have made only one payment will also have the F1. And after that, you can build the matrix. You can distribute all your paying users into this matrix and to understand where are they. If you have a lot of new payers, like this, it means that you need them to teach how to pay. They already have one payment, and it's more likely that they will do their second and third payment and so on, and you need to teach them how to do it. For example, the living segment, these users who paid not very recently and not very frequently, they have chances to leave you. So you need to reactivate them, maybe some push notification to them, some special offers, and so on. What is more dangerous is this segment, living VIP. They used to be the very good payers for you. But now they are not. What should you do with them? You should make some loyalty programs, maybe some again special offers, some loyalty programs to them. You need to reactivate their payment activity. I will show it to you later on the examples. Repeating payments. As I said, repeating payments are also very important. This data is taken from Tapjoy research, and they found out that 84% of applications where a lot of users made at least 3 payments during the first 90 days earned more than 1 million. So if your users made their first 3 payments during the first 3 months, it increases your chance to earn $1 million.